This is your News Source Evening Bulletin for today, Wednesday, the 6th day of July in the year 2022. I'm Gordon Mosley reporting, and here's what we're tracking tonight. Attorney-at-Law Selwyn Peters has written to the Chief Justice, Roxanne George, seeking an urgent hearing and determination of the cases that are before the court regarding the Police Service Commission and the appointment of an acting police commissioner. In his letter to the acting Chief Justice, Mr. Peters reminded of the recent application which was filed, seeking an injunction from giving effect to the promotion of officers of the Guyana Police Force. He said in light of the application, the new Police Service Commission went ahead and promoted numerous senior officers from the rank of inspector to assistant commissioner. The judge who was assigned the case is currently on vacation, the attorney pointed out, and therefore he believes there should be a system in place for the case to be heard expeditiously. In the letter, Mr. Peters also told the Chief Justice that another order was sought on behalf of the opposition leader, Aubrey Norton, directing the new Police Service Commission not to go ahead and make any decision until the court matter that challenges the President's formula for appointing the commission is ventilated. Additionally, as it relates to the recent promotion of ranks of the Guyana Police Force, Peters said there is an application before the court which seeks to quash Mr. Hickens' appointment as the acting police commissioner. He said yes, Mr. Hickens went ahead and promoted numerous ranks from lance corporal to sergeant, even as the matter is yet to be heard or determined. The attorney complained that the move by the Guyana Police Force and the Police Service Commission could be seen as an end around of various legal matters before the court. Peters said the urgent hearing of the applications is to ensure that the appropriate orders be made to ensure the applicants' rights, interests, and remedies are not prejudiced. More news when we return in just a moment.
How fast is fiber? Think fast. GTT Fiber has 3 packages with download speeds of 50, 100, and 150 megabits per second. That's fast enough to stream movies and music, to chat with Gran and Fran, to study, and more. What would you do? Upgrade to GTT Fiber today and don't get left behind tomorrow.
Whatever you need, you got it. Come through and get your mortgage. Live the dream with Republic.
95 to 100% financing, 50% waiver of negotiation fees, plus one lucky person gets their mortgage paid in full. Turn someday into today. Talk to Republic Bank about your low-cost mortgage today.
Building cement, cement board, and sheetrock are now zero rated, following an order signed on May 17, 2022 by Senior Minister within the Office of the President with responsibility for finance, Dr. Ashni Singh. The zero-rated status enables suppliers to reclaim any VAT paid at the time the order was issued, while also ensuring that these materials are sold to consumers VAT-free. For more information, contact GRA's Tax Advisory Services section on 227-6060 extension 8000. Check out our YouTube channel or visit us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn to learn more.
The International Building Expo is the only expo of its kind in the Caribbean, fostering homeownership and catapulting the construction sector with innovative and sustainable building practices, creating and advancing linkages among local, regional, and international stakeholders. It's the new frontier for building a One Guyana. The International Building Expo, commencing from July 22 at the Guyana National Stadium. Register now at www.buildingexpo.gy. Get a chance to win a brand new Toyota Race when you apply for a home loan. Get pre-approved by applying online, in bank, or at the Building Expo. Apply now! Promotion ends July 24 and the drawing will take place on the final day of the International Building Expo. Here's your chance to win and drive home a Toyota Race. GBTI, we see Guyana through your eyes.
Get in the game with Buster. Win a full gaming setup, Xbox X, gaming chair, gaming speaker and headset, or any of over 60 weekly prizes like Oculus Quest 2, Mini 2 drone, Nintendo Switch, and many more top gaming prizes. Check below for details.
Give me one dembe for my whole family. Their bread is tasty. Dembe bakery.
Baked with love and passion by our dedicated team of fine bakers, we give you dembe. With the same great quality you're used to, we now have a slightly new look. Here in Land of Canaan, we are ready to give you even more. Don't wait until you're hungry. Reach for a slice of dembe. Dembe, healthy, wholesome living.
Several CARICOM countries, led by St. Vincent and the Grenadines, have agreed to revive the Petrocaribe deal with Venezuela, a deal that began in 2005 and saw countries in Central America and the Caribbean purchasing oil directly from Venezuela on conditions of preferential payment. The deal collapsed when the United States imposed tough sanctions on Venezuela in 2019, sending the country's economy into a tailspin. Now, with the energy challenges facing the world and the rise in fuel prices, several CARICOM countries want to bank on Venezuela once again for their energy needs. The announcement was made by the Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Dr. Ralph Gonzalez, at the closing press conference of the CARICOM Heads of Government meeting on Tuesday.
10 weeks ago, I was in Caracas, and I spoke to President Maduro about the resumption of the Petrocaribe arrangement, and in fact, the decision has been made for the resumption of it, all things being equal, and with a 35% off the top, up front. So clearly we want to go and get this.
Prime Minister Gonzalez said CARICOM countries that relied heavily on the Petrocaribe arrangement suffered when it came to an end. According to the St. Vincent Prime Minister, although the U.S. has sanctioned Venezuela in recent times, the same U.S. has been looking to Caracas for energy products itself. He said CARICOM cannot afford to be left out, given what is happening globally. It was to this end that Prime Minister Gonzalez noted that CARICOM will indulge the U.S. to drop its sanctions against Venezuela.
We are not doing this in any combative way. We are not doing it in any confrontational way. There's a dialogue, a conversation between friends, CARICOM and the United States of America, and the Venezuelans are also our friends. And this is how responsible, mature leaders are trying to address an issue which is very much in front of us.
A number of CARICOM states, including Guyana, have been grappling with the rising price of fuel and fuel products. Some countries have been forced to remove import taxes in an effort to cushion the effects of the high oil prices. The chairperson of the Guyana Elections Commission, retired Justice Claudette Singh, has signaled to the other members of the commission that she will rule next week on the formal request by the Commissioner Charles Corbin for the Elections Commission management body to initiate a process to review the 2020 general and regional elections. The government-nominated members of the Elections Commission have already made known their opposition to the initiation of any such review process. But the GCOM chair has indicated that she will make a ruling on the matter next Tuesday. The opposition-nominated commissioners had first taken the matter to GCOM back in February. Earlier this month, the GCOM chair said that it is not within the Commission's remit to conduct such a review of the elections. She stated then that GCOM can only examine the processes to see whether there are gaps or weaknesses. Not satisfied with that opinion of the chair, the matter was raised again during GCOM's statutory meeting a few weeks ago. and the opposition-nominated commissioners decided to put forward a formal motion on the table for consideration by the full commission. In the motion's introduction, it was noted that the 2020 elections were subject to much controversy that ranged from issues before the elections in terms of numeric disparities and post-elections in relation to the tabulation of results. Commissioner Corbyn wants the Commission to spearhead its own independent review to gain a better understanding of the basis for the allegations and occurrences, and to consider if there are existing or potential weaknesses in the processes employed by GCOM for the conduct of the elections. Mr. Corbyn pointed out that GCOM has acknowledged that some of the allegations were serious and must be addressed, and therefore GCOM should lead in the process to address them. President Irfanali recently announced the members of an International Commission of Inquiry into the 2020 elections. The terms of reference for that Commission of Inquiry have not been made known as yet. Guyana is rebounding well from the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic on the travel market, and the country is already seeing an increase of visitor arrivals that is close to the pre-pandemic levels. That announcement was made by the minister within the Ministry of Public Works, Deodat Indar, during his address to the Conference on International Air Travel, which is currently underway in South Korea. The minister told the conference that Guyana saw a 72% decline in international travel during the first year of the pandemic in 2020. In 2021, there was a 47% decline when compared to the pre-pandemic air travel numbers. But Minister Indar announced the situation has been improving gradually, and as of May of this year, Guyana is at 95% of the pre-pandemic passenger number, and the government expects to close this year with 5% more passengers than it did in 2019. It was also noted that domestic travel also saw big drops in the past 2 years, but cargo movement by air has been generally unaffected by the pandemic. The Public Works Minister told the Air Transport Conference that the Guyana government sees the aviation industry as very robust, and in anticipation of its rapid growth, the country is continuing to invest in the sector. He made reference to the expansion works at the Chedijagan Airport. It was noted that while the threat of the COVID-19 pandemic is easing in Guyana, all countries must still cooperate on other fronts in dealing with the ever-present threat of climate change. The international conference is examining climate change and its impact on international travel. While CARICOM leaders are not happy with the slow pace of the implementation of the CARICOM Single Market and Economy, the CSME, and at a just concluded CARICOM Heads of Government meeting, the leaders expressed their disappointment during discussions. They have now taken immediate steps to move the process forward. According to the communique issued at the conclusion of the meeting in Suriname, the CARICOM leaders noted the area of movement of skilled workers under the CSME. Household domestic workers, agricultural workers, and private security officers have now been added to the categories for free movement across the region. Meanwhile, on the issue of recognition of companies, the heads of government have mandated the Secretariat to convene meetings of the registrars of companies and the ministers with responsibility for companies across the region before the end of this month, to look at the steps to enable member states to implement the principle of mutual recognition of any company incorporated in another CARICOM member state. The Secretariat is to report to the conference at its meeting in September. Over the years, CARICOM leaders have been pushing for the implementation of the CARICOM Single Market and Economy, but not all member states have been moving with the same pace for that implementation. The Prime Minister of Belize, John Antonio Baceno, arrived in Guyana last evening for an official visit. Prime Minister Baceno arrived in the country along with President Irfanali from neighboring Suriname, where they both attended the CARICOM meeting. In a statement last evening, the Office of the President said that the official visit, which runs until Friday, will see discussions taking place on food security and trade, among other areas of cooperation between Guyana and Belize. A memorandum of understanding is expected to be signed between Guyana and Belize during the visit. Guyana and Belize have always shared good relations and have worked together at the CARICOM level as sister states. The Belizean Prime Minister is the most recent chairman of CARICOM.
It takes 3 simple steps to apply for tender compliance. Complete the application form, attach updated business registration, and launch the application. Easy, right? You will get your tender compliance within 2 to 3 working days. This compliance costs $2,500. For a successful application, you must ensure you have submitted tax returns for the past 8 years and pay all outstanding taxes owed to the GRA. GRA, your partner in development.
Get a chance to win a brand new Toyota Race when you apply for a home loan. Get pre-approved by applying online, in bank, or at the Building Expo. Apply now! Promotion ends July 24 and the drawing will take place on the final day of the International Building Expo. Here's your chance to win and drive home a Toyota Race. GBTI, we see Guyana through your eyes.
Whatever you need, you got it. Come through and get your mortgage. Live the dream with Republic.
95 to 100% financing, 50% waiver of negotiation fees, plus one lucky person gets their mortgage paid in full. Turn some day into today. Talk to Republic Bank about your low-cost mortgage today.
Get in the game with Buster. Win a full gaming setup, Xbox X, gaming chair, gaming speaker and headset, or any of over 60 weekly prizes like Oculus Quest 2, Mini 2 drone, Nintendo Switch, and many more top gaming prizes. Check below for details.
Fuel it up and drive, Super 95. Tune up. Fuel it up and drive, Super 95. Tune up. Protect your fuel system, boy. High mileage and performance, boy.
Guyoil's Super 95 gasoline gives you more reasons to drive and is available at 56 service stations nationwide. For affordable price, high performance, and high mileage, choose Guyoil's Super 95 gasoline.
Fuel it up and drive.
Across the region tonight, 2 U.S. investment funds have announced that they have formed a joint venture with a Venezuelan firm to pursue oil and gas exploration and production projects in the U.S.-sanctioned South American country. Gramercy Funds Management and Utmost Global Energy said that their joint venture will work with an arm of the Inelectra Group, a Caracas-based firm that holds a stake in the Gulf of Paria East oil project off Venezuela's eastern coast, where it found oil in 2001. U.S. companies are barred from doing business with Venezuelan state-run company PDVSA, a policy which began in 2018 by the Trump administration and continued under U.S. President Joe Biden. The companies did not disclose the size of their investment in the oil venture. Spokespersons did not immediately return requests for comment, according to the Reuters news agency. The Minister of Foreign Affairs in Jamaica, Kamina Johnson-Smith, says the Jamaican government did not have a hand in the immigration issues faced by dancehall entertainer Andre Popcorn Sutherland in the United Kingdom on Tuesday. The foreign minister said he can confirm that his stop and check was not at the instance of the government of Jamaica. She further stated that a letter from his attorney was conveyed to the Home Office. Bert Samuels has asserted that for some time now his client has been the subject of questioning by immigration personnel in the UK due to what he says is a red alert placed against his name by the Jamaican government. The reason for the red flag, according to Samuels, is the signal to immigration that Sutherland is a person whose character, as reported by the Jamaican government, is of a high-risk nature, and that he is involved in issues of a criminal nature. But the Foreign Affairs Minister in Jamaica, Johnson-Smith, stated that the government has not requested the detention of the entertainer, adding that Jamaica's High Commission in London was asked to look into the incident. And finally tonight, international news. More than 400 prisoners are missing in Nigeria following a raid on a prison in Nigeria's capital of Abuja. 4 inmates, a security guard, and several attackers were killed after the prison was targeted on Tuesday night, according to officials. Islamic militants are suspected of carrying out the attack, and dozens of jihadists are thought to be on the run. More than 5,000 inmates have escaped during prison breaks in Nigeria since 2020. Loud explosions and gunfire were heard near the Kuje medium security prison just outside the capital on Tuesday night when the attack took place. 4 inmates were killed, 16 others were also injured during the attack, Nigeria's correctional facility said. A number of high-profile detainees, including suspected militants and jailed politicians, were in the facility at the time of the attack. But the Correctional Service said jail senior officials were not among those who had escaped. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. I'm Gordon Mosley reporting and encouraging you to stay safe.